So Maggie, why don't we start with a bit of introduction, who you are, where you are, just a bit about yourself.
Sure, and welcome for everybody to that listening, obviously live stream or later on as a recording. So as Eva said, I'm Maggie. I'm an owner of my own HR consultancy now. I'm based in Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire, which is just north of London. And I support sort of medium to large organizations with HR strategies and change that impacts their people, their employees. So that's basically what I do.
Love this. I'm taking notes. So Maggie, tell us what was going on for you when we met and what inspired you to join our mentorship.
Absolutely. So as you said, we first met quite at the quite early stages of my consultancy, but I started my consultancy last year, sort
Mhm.
of towards the end of the spring, early summer, after over 20 years of climbing the corporate HR ladder, all the way to the top in global brands, big job titles, and so on. However, I've paid with my home life, health for all that to climb all that climbing that I've done. So I constantly was working about 50, 60 hours a week, not having any time for anything else, for any hobbies, anything outside of work. And I thought there must be more to life than that. So last year I've decided to go solo
Mhm.
and do it as an independent consultant. So I haven't changed what I was doing, but I just went independently. Hence, I thought that when I open my own consultancy, I would have um, clients galore, right?
Yes.
Plenty of them, because businesses wanted to work with me as an employee.
Yeah.
So I thought, brilliant, I can do that by charging my own rates and doing it independently. So I thought, with my CV, I should have no problem. But that wasn't the case. So month after month, I was sort of eating up to my savings because I was doing all the doing,
Yeah.
um, all the networking, speaking at events, going and trying to get the clients, and had no results.
Yeah.
And this is when I came across um, your 3 week long program ever, and I could not believe the value I got out of it for free, right? So I was remembering making plenty of notes every day and doing the homeworks and everything. And that's where I thought that we need to have a chat because I was doing the doing, yet I wasn't seeing any results. And now I know that I was very much in a sort of employee mindset at the time. But yeah, that's I think when we first met.
Mm. And you know what's very interesting? Many new entrepreneurs who are doing all the doing but not getting results, they don't even know that they're in
Yeah.
employee mindset. They don't know. They don't know. They just think that they're doing all they're doing, and why the heck nothing is happening. So I love that you mentioned this because we're going to share a little bit about that. I think it's very important for new
Mm.
entrepreneurs to understand if you want to be successful entrepreneur, you have to build entrepreneurial mindset that jumping from corporate and getting into the doing not necessarily means results and client attraction. So Maggie, it's been only a few months, right? It's not been that long together, but you already have some wonderful wins. Would you like to share what are some of your biggest wins so far?
Absolutely. And I must say that um, if I could turn back the time and tell myself that was sort of at the beginning of this journey, and wondering whether to sign up for TIR, if I would share with her my wins now, I wouldn't believe my own words, so to speak,
Yeah.
because 4.5 weeks, I don't think it was even fully 5 weeks into the TIR program, I secured my first big client, and now I consistently generate 10K a month incomes, which is nearly double to what I was getting. And I sort of achieved my seat go very quickly, so I needed to move the goalpost to make it bigger.
Oh,
Um, and what if when I asked myself like what has changed in those such a short space of time? It was that it was how I showed up.
yeah.
Um, Even in that very sort of very early stages of the program, you notice certain things that you're doing, especially the way you think, and that shows up. So yeah, just completely, I would say I've turned up to that first big client, um, conversation very different, Maggie, than just a month earlier before the TIR. So yeah,
Entrepreneur Maggie.
yes,
Entrepreneur Maggie. I love that.
indeed.
And tell us a little bit about this idea of employee mindset versus entrepreneur mindset. Maybe you have some examples. How is it different now versus before?
Yes, and it's something that I think a lot of people going from stable jobs, it doesn't need to be corporate, but sort of from employment to being a business owner underestimate, and I definitely underestimated that. Um, how you are now in a very, very different space mentally.
Yeah,
Previous to that, you knew when the work was coming from, often more than you could churn. But your mindset was about doing the hours, doing what's in front of you,
yeah,
and limiting yourself as to how much you can earn because it was dictated what you had through the paycheck. Here, suddenly, this opens up in front of you, and your mind is almost um, in a initially in a panic mode, thinking, well, how I'm going to generate the income? Am I good enough? Is this all imposter syndrome? To how I'm going to even convince the clients why they would go with me, if they can go with somebody else, and all that needed to be unpeeled like an onion and really get into the where even that came from, and also how to replace that belief, because whatever we have inside our head shows outside, which I didn't realize
yeah,
as much. When I could see literally that I was repelling clients
yeah,
by just not believing in myself or thinking I'm not senior enough to do this, or
yeah,
they can go to one of the big consultancies
yeah,
in London and why they would invest in me. And
yeah.
therefore I was sending signals. Don't go with me. I don't believe it's good. I'm good enough. Why would you believe I'm good enough?
Yeah.
And it is a lot of sort of unpeeling an onion and
Mhm.
all those layers. But it's done when it's done with the guidance, it's done quite quickly, almost like you would be surprised how quickly you see the tangible results.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's as some of you may see, obviously I've got a huge bookshelf, so I'm not new to personal development, to NLP, to sort of from Tony Robbins to other people. And I thought, oh, I know the knowledge, so why I can't apply it? Why I'm struggling? But it is about the mentorship, about guidance, about discussion, about mastermind groups,
Mhm.
all that the TIR
Mhm.
has as a package that works. That is just yeah, amazing.
I love that you mentioned this. I always say 80% results is from mentorship structure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like we can be, somebody could maybe go and find thinking into results somewhere and just try to study themselves. And it would be like studying a book or YouTube clip, and they would get very few results, if any.
yeah,
But the mentorship structure, the component, that's huge, especially for
yeah.
new entrepreneurs. So I love that you mentioned that. And tell me, what do you feel for as a new entrepreneur? What's the value of those specific components inside our mentorship? So you have the mentorship calls, you have your masterminds, you have a success coach. Like, what has that brought to you specifically as a new entrepreneur? Why is that important?
One of the biggest benefits, and I think it's almost like difficult to even put a price on it, is that being a business owner can be lonely if
Yes.
you're doing it on your own. What I've gained from TIR um, is the fact that it's like somebody is holding my hand throughout the entire process.
Hmm.
And it's not even the one person, it's not even twice a week or in intervals.
Yeah.
It's throughout by just different means, from the sessions with Proctor, from sessions with you, Eva, from your mentorship course,
Mhm.
that you answering my questions and that are relevant to me, and you talking me through, we brainstorming together, to then meeting other business business women, because it happens to be all ladies in my group on business mastermind, that we all on a different sort of stages of being a business owners.
Mhm.
Um, and different, even we do different things as our businesses, but it doesn't matter, because we learning so much from each other, and we brainstorming ideas. And every time I get sort of a kink in a house, I bring it there, and I always finish the call with not only one idea, but with a list of them. And
Mhm.
we're so supportive. I wouldn't have that otherwise, because
Yeah.
I wouldn't know even where to find other business owners of that are in a sort of similar journey with me. And as I say, it could be very different businesses, from beauty business to coffee shops to coaching to, you know, HR consultancy. So very, very different. But how to build a business and how to reach clients, how to change mindset, and how to attract clients rather than go and chasing them. And it's the same with prosperity, to be literally magnetic
Yeah.
to people wanting to do business with you. And it's amazing how this that support sort of all comes together somehow. And you said
Absolutely.
about all the books, absolutely. I was few months back, I would go for yet another self-help book, and I go, oh, I'll read that one and then I will know everything. And then I will read one and I'll go, oh, shiny, another one. And then I've read all those books, but actually I haven't implemented any of this, and I wouldn't know even where to start. Where here it's literally like I'm like there is so many business owners are holding my hand that
Mhm.
you almost like you've got this a safety net that you can't fail.
Yeah, I love
Brilliant.
that. And this is exactly what you said, knowing versus implementing.
Yes.
When we accumulate knowledge through books or YouTube clips, we know things. But
Yeah.
this mentorship is all about implementation and seeing results. How wonderful. So Maggie, such a big transformation in such a short period of time. And I love how, how you really share with in detail what it does for new entrepreneurs. Let's talk a little bit about that decision-making moment for you. So we know how it
Mhm.
is. Very often our intuition wants to do it, but then the mind pulls us away or the circumstances pull us away. How was it for you, and how did you still make the right decision?
It was tough, because those decisions are tough. You think, well, hang on a minute. I'm eating already into my savings because I've got no clients, and I've left my corporate job thinking, have I done the right, even the right thing? I've left like six-figure salary into staring into the abyss. Will it be the same as one of the books that I have? Will it really make a difference? It's a big investment, so will I recuperate the investment? How will it all happen? The decision making didn't happen from sort of in a moment for me. So it was throughout the week-long program with yourself, Eva, the free one that I've sort of when you discussed about the C-type goal, etc. And I remember sort of writing my C-type goal, and then thinking even to myself to say, well, the investment is less than a half of what I could get a month to generate a month if I achieve my C-type goal. Would I then invest? And I thought, well, yes, but it's not guaranteed, right? So how would I even pay for it and things like that? And then your mind goes in circles. And then I thought, well, if I could get what from this program, what I could get from a book, why I'm not in a better position, right? So clearly this is more than just reading a book and then implementing what I've read, because it's you don't have the support, you don't have all the other aspects of the TIR program, and the knowledge that is very targeted rather than just self-help in general, that half of it might not even apply to me.
True.
So I thought, right, if with all the knowledge that I have, and being in a business that I already know quite a lot of that, because it's not like I'm starting a completely different business. If that was enough, why I'm not seeing results so far?
Mm.
So definitely I need to change something, but I don't know what it is. So it's a complete blind spot. Speaking to the success advisor and yourself, Eva, helped tremendously. But also what I've done is I actually reached out to a couple of ex-students of ours and
Oh,
say, you know, is that really, that good? And they all said, you know what? One of them even said, um, not even halfway through, when you look back at yourself, you would need a telescope to see yourself.
brilliant.
And I thought, my word, right? It's they even I think they've even graduated from the TRR program, and they still seeing the results. So they not only tangible results, but also a long lasting, and that's what I was after. I didn't want anything like a quick win, and then I'm back to where I was. So yeah, I would say that it is a tough decision because investment is like investment in everything, whatever we want to invest in. Even when we investing in shares or in bonds or in even in houses, we don't know. But follow your gut. Ask around if you need to, because I think everybody will who went through the program or are on the program will tell you the same, that you can't achieve on your own what you can achieve through TAR or whatever.
That is so cool. And who did you reach out to? I'm curious. Do you remember? You might not
Oh,
remember.
I can quickly have a look
Oh, don't
actually.
worry, don't worry.
Yeah,
You can let
I
me know
can
later. I'm curious.
I can let you know. But
Don't
literally,
worry.
I looked at your YouTube channel
Ah,
and
yes.
the interviews that you've done with a couple of people, and I could see them on LinkedIn, for example. And I said, hey, just would you mind just sharing what was your experience in TIR? And most of them they say, oh, we've done it quite a few years ago, but it's still having have my life changing. The trajectory of my life just
Mm,
is now different than it was. So all of them, they said, and I think I've spoken to three people, they said, don't hesitate, honestly, the best investment of your life.
beautiful. Thank you. And speaking of which, guys, if you would love to see countless testimonials or success stories, YouTube channel is one of the spots, and also a guide inside our masterclass Facebook group, success stories. And that's the thing, like with this, and I always say, if you do the work, it works 100%. If you show up and you follow instructions, and it's not that much work, compared to how much doing we might be doing and not getting results, this is actually working smarter, not harder, because you know how to program your mind for that entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial habits, and entrepreneurial identity. And then everything you do is effective. So you're actually saving yourself time, saving yourself money, and making a lot more money and
Yes.
attracting clients with ease. So I really hope that, guys, whoever is listening to us right now, and when you're making your decision, I hope this inspired you. And especially if you are new entrepreneur, or maybe you have left corporate employment that was quite well paid, and then you
Mm,
jumped into business and maybe you're not seeing the results that you were hoping for, at least the same or more. Well, I hope that this showed you what is possible for you if you join us. Because if you, I mean, Maggie, you probably were making 10K or something before, right? In the corporate. Yes, that I know many participants who experience that, because you're high level employee and you're thinking, oh my
mm,
God, like I have been in management, I've been in senior, HR consulting, I know what to do. And then when you go into your business and you don't see results as much as you would like to, you're like, what's going on? Hold on. I thought I knew everything and I knew how to do it. And I hope that you guys are watching us. You really understand why that is. So it's not that there's something off with us or we don't know enough. It's just that psychology needs to be built to become entrepreneurial psychology, entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial habits. And you have different thinking habits and behavioral habits around client attraction, around sales, and even money mindset. We identify the blind spots that might be holding you back from that next level income, attracting clients with ease, presenting yourself and the value of your services and your products. And then literally, I mean, Maggie saw results in 5 weeks, guys. So if you
yeah.
apply this, everybody sees results in 6 to 12 months, and some of our clients see results in 5 weeks. So the proof is literally in front of you, and all you've got to do is have a look and follow where you want to be in next 6 to 12 months, not where you are, because where you are does not define you. And if you're someone who is in your business and you know that you should be making more, but you're not, It's just psychology. It's just mindset and habits and being surrounded by entrepreneurs that are going there or are there already and having that hands-on support. So we hope that we inspired you guys. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Maggie. If
No, I can just add that I would not be where I am without the TIR, with my business.
Thank
And I now generate money making ideas whilst walking my dog or drinking coffee. That
well,
is the change in a mindset,
I love
which I didn't think it was possible.
I love that. And it's going to get better and better. This is so good. So, guys, we hope that we inspired you. The link is in the description, and you get to hang out with clients like Maggie on the other side. I mean, it rubs off of you. You know, when you're
It
surrounded
does.
by entrepreneurs who are going for their goals or achieving their goals, you just become one of them and you achieve your goals 10 times quicker and easier. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make a decision from your future selves and where you want to be. And we will see you on the other side. Thank you, Maggie. Appreciate you.